Bri, are you ready? Yes. Okay, so we're going to call this, I will call this meeting of the Canmore Planning Commission to order. I'll start with the land acknowledgement. So in the spirit of reconciliation, I acknowledge and appreciate that we are meeting here today in Treaty 7 territory. This land is the traditional homeland of the Stoney Nakoda, Ayarhe Nakoda nations comprised of the Goodstoney, Bearspaw, and Chiniki, the Blackfoot Confederacy comprised of the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani, the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Battle River Confederacy District 4 Métis. So I acknowledge that we are all treaty people, and I commit to work to live in right relations and to advance truth and reconciliation. And I acknowledge the First Nations whose footsteps have worked this land for generations. So before the adoption of the agenda, I should say my name, Whitney Smithers, General Manager of Municipal Infrastructure. Before we adopt the agenda today, I'm going to ask each member of the town's administration in attendance to introduce themselves.
Briar Jones, Secretary.
Harry Schneider, Manager, Planning and Development.
Jenica Collette, Development Planner.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll be chairing the hearing, and all questions and comments are directed through me. And at this point, I will ask the board members to introduce themselves, starting on my right. If I can figure out the place.
Spencer Thackeray, public member.
Hannah Perry, Public Member.
Florian Youngin, Public Representative.
Jeff Hillstead, Council Member.
Joanna McCallum, Council Member.
Thank you very much. So are there any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda as provided today? No, there isn't. Sorry, my computer just turned off. Okay, so are there any, oh, wait a minute. I'll move that the commission adopt the agenda as presented. All those in favor? Okay, that's carried unanimously. Are there any, so to the secretary or to the members of the commission, are there any additions, changes, or deletion, or any additions, deletions, or changes to the minutes of the March 26th Canmore Planning Commission meeting that are in your agenda package? There were no changes on my end. Okay. So if not, then I'll ask the commission to approve the minutes of the March 26, 2025 Canmore Planning Commission meeting as presented. All those in favor? Okay, that is also carried unanimously. I think everybody here is familiar with the process of presentations at count at the Planning Commission, so I won't be going through that. And we'll go right to the application. So I'll ask the Development Officer to step to the podium and make a presentation.
Oh, tippy toes. Good afternoon, everyone. I am here to present application PL 2025-0172 for your consideration, and it's located at 500 Cascade Drive. This application is an amendment to an application that you've previously looked at, PL 2023, or the commission looked at, 2023-0350 at 500 Cascade Drive. The application was approved on June 20th, 2024, and largely the amendment is focused on a very small area of the landscaping plan. Administration recommends approval of this amendment and this application, subject to the conditions that are included within Schedule A of your package. For context, 500 Cascade Drive is in the Three Sisters Mountain Village area, just south of Highway 1 and at the end of Cascade Drive, shown in highlighted blue here. On the left, you see the 2023 application portion of the landscape plan as it was approved by the commission. And then on the right is the proposed change. So prior it was a picnic area with pergola, and it's proposed to have a hot tub, sauna, fire pit, and change room, washroom. This is largely due to responding to market needs, and the amenity area has been revised to reflect that. The lot coverage is still complying with what's required in the district, so the requirement is a maximum of 40%. It's at 35.2% lot coverage, so still complying there. And there's no significant changes to the tree and shrub count, which was the requirement under the land use bylaw. And even the previous application exceeded the minimum requirements. One of the things that we've included as a recommendation under the Schedule A is for an updated landscape plan, just to demonstrate that and make sure that we're keeping the file up to date with the entire landscape plan rather than just the proposed small area, and to confirm that it's met the requirements of the land use bylaw. With that, administration recommends approval, subject to the conditions in Schedule A. The proposed change is consistent with the original DP, and the requirements for site coverage and landscaping have all been met and comply with the land use bylaw. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the development officer? No? Okay, thank you very much. And I don't know that anybody is wanting to hear anything from the applicant on this? No? Alrighty. Then, so I will make a motion then that Canmore Planning Commission approve PL 2025-0172, subject to the conditions of approval set out in Schedule A. Anybody have any comments on that? Questions? Habit? I don't know. Alrighty, so if nobody wants to speak to that, then I will I'll just read it one more time because it's not on the screen for the viewing audience. So the motion right now is that Canmore Planning Commission approve PL 2025-0172, subject to the conditions of approval set out in Schedule A. All in favor? And that is carried unanimously. So I think the next thing to do is just ask the secretary when the next planning commission scheduled meeting is.
Yep, it will be on Wednesday, June 25th, 2025 at 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you very much. And with that, I'll move that the commission adjourn the May 21st meeting of the Canmore Planning Commission. All those in favor? And we're done.